Yo, what is up? Welcome into the Phoenix Sports Podcast. I'm your host, the one and only Shawn DePaz, joined as almost never, once in a blue moon, the one, the only, Anthony Totri. Totri, how you doing?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling, out there covering ASU.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
We got a big game tomorrow.
Yeah. We'll definitely get into that in a little later. We're going to talk about, of course, the Arizona Diamondbacks, the wagon that is the Arizona Diamondbacks, and the tank that is the Arizona Cardinals. A lot of vehicles. ASU is a lemon. I don't know what you want to call. I feel like U of A is like a mid-sized, or like a family minivan.
What fruit would you be?
What?
What fruit would you be if you could be a fruit? Or what fruit do you think best reflects who you are?
I don't know. You don't have
any
I was prepared
answer?
for that. Like a peach? I don't know.
And
I'm sweet.
Okay. There we go. That's fair.
And I got a fatty. Welcome into the show, all our friends and family. CWP, Elizabeth, Albert.
There we go,
I'm not
Albert.
sure who else we got. Can you scroll up a little bit, Jacob? Anybody else in the chat with us? Of course, Daniel, always here. Jan, Paul, Edward, and Dios. Appreciate y'all pulling through. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about today, like I said. Diamondbacks, Cardinals, ASU, U of A. Talk about that a little bit. But before we do all that, make sure you toss us a like. If you're listening to this on audio later, make sure you leave us 5 stars, leave us a review. Tell us how much you like us. Tell us how nice Totri's hat is. And his shirt.
I do like this hat.
We almost matched today on accident.
That would have been pretty crazy.
It would have been pretty crazy. Producer is Fodge. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't
What's
realize
Fodge stand for?
I was gonna put a poll in
Father
the chat and
Overlord
everything.
Jacob. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I really just ruined your whole vibe there. I'm sorry. Well, you know what will make you feel better?
What?
A nice Mactor. Wow.
A
A nice
DePaz
Factor
World
meal
Series?
kit. No, I was going to say a nice Factor meal kit.
Okay,
That would make me feel better.
A little food in your stomach.
I'm
Maybe get a
hungry.
smoothie. Yeah,
I'm
I'm
hella
hungry too. I was munching on a little snack because I haven't put anything in my belly yet today. But as soon as the show's over, I'm going to sprint, warm up some Factor because it's the best. It's also like, I know we talk about it a lot, like going home, don't like cooking. And it's the perfect like work food. Like you bring it into the office, throw it in the fridge, put it in the microwave when you're ready for lunch. Like it's money. So whether you need to, meal prep for work or you're a little lazy when you get home for dinner, Factor's got something for you. Or, you're not a big breakfast person. You don't want to have to wake up early and make yourself breakfast. They got breakfast too. They got smoothies you can have for lunch. And they got everything for you.
If you don't like breakfast, I got a problem with you.
Yeah. If you don't like breakfast, you just have a problem.
That's fair.
Get some help.
Is it your favorite meal of the day?
Yes,
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I could eat breakfast at all times. Yeah. No.
You can eat breakfast foods at all times.
I mean, we're
and if you don't.
huge egg guys.
Yeah.
Like
You are huge egg guys.
He's like king egg guy. I'm
Humpty Dumpty.
I'm Prince egg guy, I guess. But we're big egg guys over here.
King Huevo.
So they have egg bites, I believe.
They do.
They do have egg bites. Huge egg bite guys. Huge egg bite guys over here. So make sure you check out our friends over at Factor. Head to factormeals.com/PHNX50 and use code PHNX50 to get 50% off. That's code PHNX50 at factormeals.com/PHNX50 to get 50% off. And like I said, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, whether that's baseball, NFL, college football. And there's one place that we're watching it. It's our friends over at Fubo.
Yes, sir.
Last weekend, I got a call early in the morning from Anthony Totri randomly.
This is a true story.
It's a very true story. And I'm like, what the fuck did this motherfucker want? I almost didn't answer. I didn't really feel like talking to Totri. I'm glad I
know.
did.
You let it ring for a while.
I know. I was just sitting there looking at it being like,
I
guess I'll pick up. And I did. And I'm glad I did because he was asking for the login to our Fubo account, which he did to watch a little college football.
Yeah.
I'm already looking forward to this Sunday, like I said on another show the other day, because I get up at 10 a.m. Bills, one screen, Fubo. Other screen, Diamondbacks, Fubo, because they play at 10:30 in New York.
Ooh.
It's going to be a great Sunday. I
Great
cannot
day.
wait.
Great
It's
day.
all made possible because of our friends over at Fubo. So if you're not in on Fubo yet, I don't know what you've been doing, but now is the perfect time. Watch all your favorite college football and NFL with Fubo. You can go to FuboTV.com/PHNX to sign up for 15% off your first month of Fubo Pro. And again, now is the time because I don't know if you know this, Anthony Totri, but the Arizona Diamondbacks, They're a little bit of a wagon.
Yeah, that's what the streets have been telling me.
They're a little bit of a wagon. It's funny how much changes over the course of a week, because this time last week, Mac and I were sitting on the show talking about how the Mets own us and it might be really bad and they're not going to rise to the occasion and all of that.
Mets series was that long ago?
Yeah. Yeah. But what a week changes because, Albert, Japanese Grand Prix, I'm about it. I love the Japanese Grand Prix because I can watch it at a real reasonable time. I don't have to get up at 6 a.m. to watch F1. But again, on Fubo. Anyways, Diamondbacks, less time last week, talking about how bad the series against the Mets were. They were on the outside looking in of a playoff spot. And now, let's look at the standings. It's a little different. Jacob, can we look at the standings? The standings. The Diamondbacks firmly...
Sorry, I got a text from
good.
GM Saul Bookman, and then it required attention.
No, you're fine. Jacob, there's a lot going on here, okay? We got a lot of stuff going on. Petey's standing off camera right because he's about to be making some content because that's what we do here. We just work and we grind. So, I'm not worried about Jacob. Also, the Diamondbacks working their grind because, like I said, they're right in the thick of the wild card spot, holding on with a 2-game lead. It's a pretty solid cushion in that second wild card spot after winning 5 in a row. 3 against the Cubs, 2 against the Giants, have basically ended the San Francisco Giants season. You love to see that.
I want to take credit.
Yeah?
Yeah, because we know this team can string together a couple games here and there.
Of course.
But, I mean, you talk about a 5-game win streak. I feel like it was pretty crucial when I was there on Sunday that they were able to keep that win streak alive, and they did it in impressive fashion. So I would just like to take credit for the Diamondbacks currently being in the spot that they are. That's all.
And I think as of right now, we have tentative plans to attend one of the games next weekend. Yeah. They've got 3 series left, only 1 at home. They start a 3-game series against the New York Yankees tonight.
I know how you
I
feel
don't know
about
if you know a damn thing about me, but if you know more than one, if you know one thing about me, you know I'm from Buffalo, New York. If you know 2 things about me, you know that I went to Syracuse University. If you know 3 things about me, you know that I fucking hate the New York Yankees. So I'm very excited / nervous for this series tonight. If they win, I'm going to be the happiest man on the planet. If they lose, I might have to do something drastic. It's also very exciting because the Yankees, if the Diamondbacks manage to sweep this series, they will eliminate the Yankees from the playoffs.
That's crazy.
And I can't wait. As it stands right now, there's currently an over 80% chance of them making the playoffs. It's the best percentage, I guess, that they've had all year in terms of their playoff odds. But it is still only a 2-game lead. Just about anything can happen. So I feel like talking about who they play in the wild card, all of that is a little futile at this point because this one series, everything can change. So I want to get a little ahead of myself.
Okay.
When they make the playoffs, and if they win the wild card, big knocks. They're either going to be playing at this point. It's a lock. They're going to be. They're going to be playing the Braves or the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Ooh.
Now the Braves are, I think, objectively speaking, significantly mortal. Wow, I was reading the chat and I don't know.
They're mortal.
I was reading. I saw mortal in the chat, and they are. The Braves are significantly better. They're a better roster, head to toe, than the Dodgers. The Dodgers don't have great pitching. Their lineup is not as deadly. It's still great, but it's not as deadly as it's been in years past. But the Los Angeles Dodgers kind of just own the Arizona Diamondbacks. I mean, it's the idea of going into Dodger Stadium and winning a playoff series does not seem all that it's comforting, I guess. I don't want to say it's like the idea of it is certainly exciting. I don't know how likely it is, but I guess my question for you is: would you rather go into Los Angeles, what is by all regards a lesser team than the Braves, but you have this very complicated history and relatively one-sided history, especially as of late, against the Dodgers, or would you rather go to the Braves, who you've had some success against this year, but are one of the most deadly lineups that has ever graced a baseball field?
Braves are the better team. Give me the Braves. You
would rather play the Braves?
Yeah, when it comes to championship runs, I want there to be no doubt.
You want to play?
I want the Braves.
So I hate to tell you this, Totri, but if the D-backs were to make a run at all to the World Series, there would be no doubt because it's like, okay,
that is true.
This team is like
That's
Of,
fair.
of the teams in the playoffs, they are on the lower tier.
But
That's how I am, though. Like, I want the team to play the toughest
respect
team.
that. It's interesting from the Diamondbacks perspective because while I agree with that, I think it would still feel better if they beat the Dodgers. So there's that. But who do you think gives the Diamondbacks a better chance to advance? Playing the better team that they have had some success against, or playing the lesser team that they have this really complicated, again, one-sided
probably the Braves, to be honest with you, because I think when it gets to those rivalries in one-sided games or one-sided series, I mean, we all know that the Arizona Diamondbacks are the little brother to the Los Angeles Dodgers.
It's the sad reality of it, for sure.
I mean, when you get to postseason sports, I know anything can happen, but I feel like there's something at the end of the day that will always be lingering in the back of fans' heads, specifically, of like, you get to a certain point in the game and you're like, it's the Dodgers, like they're gonna find a way.
It's hard.
Not in the playoffs, they don't.
Well, yeah, I mean, they obviously were eliminated in the DS last year. And they only have, for all the success that the Dodgers have had, they've got one ring to show for it, and it's a Mickey Mouse ring. Exactly. Albert's saying in the chat, if we play the Braves, there would be no doubt we would lose. That's very possible. It's also very possible we would lose to the Dodgers. We were talking about this at length, or not at length, but we were talking about this a little bit before the show. Jacob and I.
Shawn and I can't get started on this subject.
Yeah, I know. We were getting a little out of ourselves. We were like, I mean, if they beat them, then what's saying they can't win the World Series? Well, I'm not trying to get that far ahead of myself. But again, it's Major League Baseball playoffs. Anything can happen.
Sports, man.
Anything can happen, man. I mean, look, the Phillies were the Diamondbacks last year, basically. I mean, the Phillies are also the Phillies again this year, but they made the World Series last year from a wild card spot, so anything's possible. I am inclined to agree. I just don't want. I was saying to Jacob, if you're guaranteeing me a win, I would much rather be like, I get your point about the no doubt thing, but I would much rather be the reason, like, end the Dodgers season. And the point that Jacob had made is kind of, expunge those demons.
The last time the Diamondbacks were in the playoffs was 2017, and they promptly got swept by the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Exactly.
In pretty terrible fashion.
It would feel much bigger than just winning a playoff series against the Dodgers if they were managed to win the Dodgers. That being said, I don't like their chances against either team. I just feel like the emotional baggage that comes with the Dodgers might be too much, especially for how young this team is. You go play the Braves, there's not as much inherent baggage, and no one thinks you're winning that series. So you're kind of playing with nothing to lose against a team that is not like that you've had success against, and you don't have this kind of mental roadblock against. I just think their chances of kind of lucking into a series win, because I think that's what it's going to take. Petey's getting pumped up with the countdowns off screen. Let's go.
Petey's got to drink 6 countdowns by himself. Right now. He's just going to lock himself in a room.
Make sure you stay tapped into PHNX _Coyotes and PHNX Sports. Petey's always pumping out great content. But yeah, I think, again, I'm not liking their odds. I'm probably not, betting on I'm probably betting on the Diamondbacks regardless, actually. But I'm not thinking they're going to go into either of these series and have a great time. Regardless,
have a good time.
I think I like.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah, I think I like their chances a little bit, marginally more against the Braves. But we'll see. I mean, they still have to take care of business.
But think about it. Think about it in like the perspective of, and I know it's different because it's baseball, but like, and it's a series. Let's say we all know you're a diehard Buffalo Bills fan.
Of course.
Let's say we're looking at this in the terms of the NFL.
Yeah.
And your Super Bowl run could start with you playing the Miami Dolphins.
Yes.
A team that you've got a little bit of a rivalry with. You play them every year, twice a year. You kind of own the Dolphins from time to time, it feels like. So you could start your Super Bowl run through the Dolphins.
Yes.
Or do you want to start it off in Arrowhead?
Yeah, so I mean, it's interesting you say this because we've had this exact situation with the Patriots last year, 2 years ago, where they just kicked the Patriots' ass, and the Patriots are like, that's the team for me. I hate the Patriots, and they kicked the ass, and it felt like the last 20 years of Tom Brady was just washed away, and it felt amazing. But alternatively,
taking down a giant that is different.
If the Bills win a Super Bowl without having to see the Chiefs, it is going to feel a little dirty.
Yeah.
And so I definitely see what you're saying. I kind of wish there was a scenario in which we could beat both of these teams, but, that's not going to happen. It is what it is, though. But, again, they still have to take care of their business. This is a D-backs team that has risen to the occasion against very good teams, but has also fallen off against lesser teams like the Mets. And they are playing 2 series against lesser teams and then one against a really great team at the end of the Astros. So we'll see. But we sure as hell cannot talk about the Arizona Diamondbacks without shouting out the generational talent that is Corbin Carroll. Because I don't know if you know this, and if you don't, you've been living under a rock. He made history.
He's pretty good at baseball.
First rookie in Major League Baseball history to have 25 home runs and 50 bases in his first MLB season.
Do you believe that people were clamoring for James Outman to win Rookie of the Year at one point?
Yeah, they were for the first 2 weeks. It's fine. I get it.
But no. Even after the All-Star break, when Corbin slumped for a couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, they wanted Matt McClain to win it. They wanted Elliot Cruz to win it. They wanted anybody but Corbin to win it because motherfuckers don't like success in the desert. But it's fine. They can stay mad because Corbin is undeniable. 25 home runs, 50 stolen bases. It's just nice to have
first
a generational
in history,
talent.
right?
First rookie ever.
In history to
First
do that.
rookie ever. And it is really just. It is nice because now we have, this team and the Suns that have legitimately generational talents.
They got a 4-letter word. That's what they got. They got hope. That's what they got. Corbin Carroll brings hope to the Arizona Diamondbacks the same way that some of those superstars
he
bring
brings
hope
more
to
than
the
hope.
Suns.
He brings confidence.
Yeah.
Like he allows you to really be confident that this franchise is going places. In the same way that I think Devin Booker does for the Suns. And so it's just really awesome, as people are saying, Corp him. He is him. He is that guy. And I am very happy to have him in the Valley.
Speaking of the D-backs, we have breaking news.
Oh, boy.
Miguel Castro to paternity list.
Okay, that's fine. I got
Slade
worried.
Ciccone on the roster.
Okay, that's fine. I was worried you were going to say
scared.
Castro was hurt because I didn't want to see our bullpen's been good recently, and so
Whoa.
Castro's been a part of that too.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't be saying these things out there.
No, when he said it like that, he was like, "I've got breaking news, Miguel Castro," and I thought IL was the next coming out of the mouth, so it was a pleasant surprise. But yeah, he and the rest of the bullpen.
Castro.
Yeah, congrats on the sex. He and the rest of the bullpen have been great. So I am. Yeah, enjoy your couple days off. Come back refreshed, and because that's how raising a newborn works, right?
Just
you
takes
get a lot of rest.
A couple days.
Yeah, you get a lot of rest.
A couple days, like a walk, talk.
No.
Yeah.
My child has not slept through the night once. She's 8 months old.
Yeah. So have fun, Miguel.
You have an 8-month-old now?
Congrats.
God, she's getting old fast, man.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. Did we ever tell? Never mind.
Oh boy, I don't know where that was going.
No,
I don't
just
think I
carry
wanted
on.
it. Okay.
I've gotten so much better recently.
Yeah.
It's like I've been starting to think about what I'm saying before I say it.
I was gonna say we should have like an emergency burrito at all times. So anytime you want to say some shit, you just take a bite stuff your mouth with some burrito.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That shut me up.
We'd all be happy you're in that situation.
The Burrito Express
I'm happy because Totri's not talking. Totri's getting some burrito. It's good. I've really been coming for your neck recently.
I know.
Totri. I don't know why, because you don't deserve it.
It's okay. It's okay.
But you do deserve Burrito Express.
I
you're
do.
A good guy.
Everybody deserves Burrito Express at least
not
once
everybody,
in their life.
because Burrito Express is really good, and there's some bad people in the world, and they don't deserve the happiness that Burrito Express brings them.
You see Jalen Conyers, friend of the program, Jalen Conyers.
I see him all the time.
He delivered a burrito box from Burrito Express to the equipment staff this morning.
Wow,
all-time good guy.
All-time
good
Shout
guy
out
for sure.
ASU football equipment staff yesterday, I believe, was like National Equipment Staff Day.
Nice.
And he shouted them out on Twitter. Got
National Equipment Staff Day.
Shout out.
There's not a short Middle Eastern man day. I don't get nothing. I guess
was
my
gonna
birthday.
say that. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know who you can take that up with. The
I
proper
don't know.
authorities.
Whoever gave the equipment staff
maybe
their own
Angel
day.
at Burrito Express can make it happen because he makes magic happen with the burritos.
That's fair.
And if you haven't hit up Burrito Express yet, I don't know what you're doing. Head out to one of their various locations. We love the one out in Tempe. They're great because they support ASU athletes like our friend Jalen Conyers. So by getting a burrito, you're really supporting ASU athletics yourself. So grab a burrito and follow Burrito EXP on Twitter at Burrito EXP. All right. Things are going good with the Diamondbacks. Things are not going quite so well
For everybody else.
for everybody else, including the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, it was going well for the Cardinals last week until it wasn't. If you don't know, they were up 20-0 going into halftime against the New York Giants. It seemed like the New York Giants season was over. They were going to have to sell the franchise. Danny Dimes, his career was over. It seemed really bad. It was 6 straight scoreless innings to start the season for the New York Giants.
Innings?
Wow. I hear scoreless innings comes out. I'm a baseball guy. Don't get mad at me. 6 straight scoreless quarters to start the season for the New York Giants. And it seemed over. And it seemed like, I still feel like it seems like the Cardinals are way better than people thought they were going to be, specifically defensively. Like, their defense is decent. And granted, they have not played by any means prolific offenses over the first 2 weeks. And the defense did give up 28 points or 31 points in the second half against the Giants. So not great. But there was something encouraging. This is like the perfect loss for this Cardinals team, I would say. Would you agree with that?
I mean, anytime you can lose to a team that the expectation is they're also going to be pretty bad, I think helps you, especially when you're looking at the fact that this is a team with aspirations beyond this season and looking at the draft. Exactly. I think, for other teams, getting a win like this, when you play a team of the same caliber that you maybe expect to see at the end of the season in the wild card race or in the playoffs, it helps to have that head-to-head record.
Exactly.
It helps in the same way to have the head-to-head record in this scenario for the Arizona Cardinals, to have that loss to the Giants, especially the Giants absolutely getting barreled and steamrolled last night against the 49ers.
Yeah, and I don't know. Obviously, they signed Homeboy a contract, but I don't know how they're going to feel about Danny Dimes.
They just hand out money in New York. It's crazy.
So, and with the commies, like, they don't necessarily have an answer at the quarterback situation either. So very possibly teams you would be competing with near the end of the year for that first overall draft pick. So very good point. And
they did it and showed life.
Exactly. And that's what I wanted to get at, right? Is it was, I think obviously it's tough because I know a lot of fans don't want to see this team lose, but they also understand that there's, like you said, something bigger at a light at the end of the tunnel in the draft.
And people in the locker room don't give a shit about that, though.
Yeah, no, right? Like, those guys are trying to win. Some of the Cardinals guys talk about a lot. But so I think if you're a fan, right, you want games that are interesting.
Yeah.
You want to see growth. You want to see something to give you hope for that. Like, once they get everything figured out, guys like Michael Wilson, guys like Paris Johnson Jr., obviously your high draft pick at tackle. Like, you want to see them have some kind of production, something that you can look at and be like, they played well.
Yeah.
Even though, like, the third thing you're looking for is for them to keep losing games so they can get a good draft pick. And so you kind of got everything you were looking for in that game, right? Dobbs was solid, and obviously, you're not necessarily looking for Dobbs to be great.
No, but he looked serviceable.
He held onto the ball. He didn't turn it over once, which was, again, all you're kind of asking for from a guy like Josh Dobbs. You're not expecting Josh Dobbs to win you games. You just don't want him to lose you games. And he certainly was not the reason they lost They lost this game against the Giants, right? James Conner ran for 106 yards and a touchdown. Michael Wilson led the team in receiving yards. It's the defense got an interception. Like, there was a lot of really encouraging things from this game that they lost.
I mean, look, you have a 100-yard rusher. You don't turn the ball over. You win the time of possession and you score 28 points. You're going to win that football game 90% of the time.
Exactly.
And that wasn't the case for the Arizona Cardinals defensively.
It took a historic comeback from Daniel Dimes.
Yeah, look, ESPN gave the Arizona Cardinals a 96.3% chance of winning this game when the Cardinals were leading in the second half at a specific mark that I'm having difficulty finding now. Let's see, 96.3% when the Cardinals were up 28-7 with 9 minutes left in the third, and the Giants had the ball.
And we all know how that ended. But at least it gets easier for the Cardinals because they get the Dallas Cowboys coming to Glendale this weekend.
That might be ugly.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this.
Holy shit, look at their next 3 games.
Read them off.
Cowboys.
Tough.
At Niners.
Tough.
Then Bengals.
Hey, if you're looking to lose games.
0-5. Do I hear 0-5, anybody?
Yeah, but Kyler might be back by the Bengals.
It doesn't make a difference.
I mean, we don't know about the Bengals yet. I think they'll be fine, but they need to show that they're going to be
living it up with the money.
Okay, 0-4.
They're going to need to show that, but I mean, still, right? That would be ideal. Go 1-16, and your one win is over the fucking Bengals. like plenty of reason to be happy as a Cardinals fan with that result, I think. But like we were saying, does not get much easier. They got the Cowboys, arguably the best defense in the league. I think objectively top 3 defense in football, but they obviously had a massive blow this week. Star cornerback Trayvon Diggs, brother of Bills legend Stephon Diggs, unfortunately tore his ACL.
I was about to say Vikings legend Stephon Diggs.
Oh yeah, I missed what we got. Vikings and Bills legend Stephon Diggs. But yeah, obviously a huge blow to them. I'm let's be real. I've always been a little bit of a Trey Diggs hater. And obviously this has nothing to do with him tearing his ACL, but as far as his like importance to that team, I think he was a little bit of a gambler, had a lot of interceptions because he was a little bold, but also gave up a fuck ton of yards. Better last year, but the year before that was not great in my opinion. But regardless, the defense is still going to be great, right? Michael Parsons is still there, and
yeah, I don't expect the Arizona Cardinals to score a touchdown this week.
Really?
Yeah, no, they're not going to. If you can punch it in against the Commanders, you're not going to punch it in against Dallas.
Yeah, but I mean, you saw improvement from week 1 to week 2.
You're also playing a worse defense.
It's going to be huge for Paris Johnson Jr. playing that right tackle position up against Michael Parsons. That is going to be.
It's going to be a learning experience.
It is going to be a learning experience. But again, if you're looking for let's be real. I don't think there's any real chance that the Cardinals win this game, right? I think
it's football.
Well, yeah,
so
and
things can happen.
Like, the reason the Cowboys are so great, I think, is mostly because of their defense. Their offense is good, but we've seen Dak be, not yet really this year, but at times be really careless with the ball, do a lot of interceptions last year. This defense is solid. If they can force some turnovers against the Cowboys, I think the game ends up being a little more interesting than people expect, like the first 2 games of this season have been. But yeah, I don't think there's much of a chance that they win. But I mean, I guess since we're not in the market for wins, like what do you want to see from this team? I think for me, the real big thing is how does Paris Johnson Jr. do against this vaunted Cowboys pass rush? See if he can help keep Josh Dobbs upright a little bit, because if he can't, it's going to be a very long day.
I mean, I think if you're a Cardinals fan, what you really want to get out of this is you just want to see the offense and the defense put it together in the same game, right? Yes. We saw the defense put it together
something we know
for the most part in week 1. They looked really, really good in week 1. The offense couldn't really produce. And then you get to week 2, the offense produces and the defense can't really do anything. So I think if you're an Arizona Cardinals fan, like obviously you want to win this game.
Yeah.
Like you want to see your team win.
And especially it's the fucking Cowboys, dude. Fuck the Cowboys.
You at the end of the day, I think you just want this game to be competitive, and you want it to be competitive for 4 quarters. And if you do that, and like you said, if you get a little bit out of your rookie tackle, I think that's going to be huge for him moving forward. And from a fan base perspective, like it's like we accomplished everything. We're progressing. Young guys are getting reps.
Yes.
They're learning, and they're doing it against a team that you expect to probably be in the playoffs. And you still are in the lead spot for that number 1 overall pick.
Yeah,
Shawn, this feels like a very non-hateable Cowboys team.
The Cowboys are always
hateable.
There
Jerry
are franchises that you are allowed to hate at all times.
But like in terms of like
I love Michael Parsons.
There's not a ton of
person.
villains on this team.
No, I mean,
but
if
Jerry
you know
Jones
Dak's
is the
story,
owner.
it's hard to hate him. I don't really have much of an opinion on CeeDee Lamb.
I watched that man tear his knee to pieces.
Yeah.
But like I said, there's franchises that you just hate.
They are.
You're allowed to hate them. You're allowed to hate the Raiders. You're allowed to hate
Lakers.
the Yankees.
They're always going to be hateable as long as the people that are Yankees, Cowboys, Lakers, Notre Dame football, Duke basketball fan. Like when that person, as long as that person still exists, because there's plenty of them, I hate them. But yeah, I think a lot of this
Cowboys
is just
fan calling.
Yeah, right. I think a lot of this is just is seeing those young guys, Paris Johnson Jr., seeing Michael Wilson, like seeing those young guys produce, and again seeing Josh Dobbs just not be the reason you lose the game.
I mean, if you're a Cardinals fan, I'm going to be real with you. I'm looking pretty hard. Joshua Dobbs, I'm not sure when the last time he won an NFL game was. Because I'm looking in 2023, obviously it hasn't happened yet. 2022, he lost both games that he played for the Titans. Lost to Jacksonville, lost to Dallas. In that Dallas loss, they lost 27-13. He had almost 20 incompletions, a touchdown, and he was sacked twice. You go back to 2021, he didn't play, and the game log just kind of doesn't work after that. So, like, I don't know the last time that Joshua Dobbs...
was he playing Canadian football?
It looks like he was.
I don't know. Yeah, but regardless, the fact that it's this hard for us to figure out the last time he won a game
He lost
is
in
indicative.
2020 with the Browns. Games that he started, I don't know if he's ever won. I don't know if we knew that, but it doesn't look like he has started a game and won in the National Football League.
Tough. That's real tough.
Yeah.
Hey, the Cowboys. What better time? So we'll see. We'll see what happens on Sunday. Not looking for a win, just looking for signs of life.
Yeah.
Similar to what we're looking for
out
of the Arizona State Sun Devils. Obviously playing the number 6 ranked, number 5 ranked.
Yeah.
University of Southern California Fighting Trojans. They're pretty good.
They're all right.
Not going to look,
I've seen better.
Maybe it's on but at the very least, they're home. It's going to be, at the very least, you're going to get to see Caleb Williams in person.
To sell out.
Cliff Kingsbury will be in the cut. Someone the other day on the Sun Devil show commented you think we'll see Kyler on the sidelines? And I was like,
no,
I don't feel like he wants to be anywhere near Cliff. That's my guess. Obviously, he's close with Lincoln, but regardless, they're going to be here, and I think you should go to the game. Right?
I mean, yeah, go get tickets if you can.
It's a sellout.
If you can, it is
it's
a sellout.
But there are still tickets available.
Yeah, there are resale tickets available on Game Time
From our friends at Game Time.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm done calling these people our friends. We don't have friends at Game Time. We have family at Game Time.
True.
Okay?
Our family over at Game
full
Time.
Vin Diesel over here.
or full Brian Kelly. Family. Our family over at Game Time. They've always got you set up. Now's the perfect time to sign up. You can download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code PHNX for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code PHNX for $20 off your first purchase. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. And like I said, get to the ASU game because it's sold out. They're playing one of the best teams in the country, and you can still get tickets from our friends over at Game Time for only what is that? $32? Is that what that says, Jacob?
That's what it was yesterday.
$32.
$32
pretty crazy.
to see the reigning Heisman Trophy winner.
And to see the biggest upset of the season.
Yeah. Or at the very least, if you're a Cardinals guy or girl.
Your future quarterback. Assuming they make the right decision.
True. Which, I mean, if they get the first overall pick, they're going to make the right decision. I guess it's more about Caleb making the right decision, but that's a problem. That's a bridge we'll cross when we come to it. But yeah, get over to Sun Devil Stadium. It is going to be an electric atmosphere over there. It's going to be on national TV. And to be clear, U of A is on the road, so that's why we chose ASU. I will not be biased.
I will be.
I mean, I will be biased, just not in this situation.
Fuck them.
But yeah, that's our Game Time game of the week. USC at ASU. $32 on the Game Time app, so make sure you check that out. But yeah, like I said, not necessarily expecting a whole lot from ASU, but it's similar to the Cardinals. You're looking for signs of life up against the best offense in college football. USC, Caleb Williams, Lincoln Riley. Just your quick thoughts. I don't think there's a whole lot to say. Obviously, we'll be live on the PHNX Sun Devils at 2, going a little bit more in depth, giving our predictions. We've been talking about it all week, but just glasses off.
Yeah, look at me.
Taking it seriously.
We put a man on the moon. Anything can fucking happen.
Anything is possible. Kevin Garnett said that.
You never know. You never
know. Who knows?
It's
no one thought that Emory Jones was going to lead a victory over Washington.
Actually,
and he did it.
Got hurt. Trent Bourget did.
Exactly. Because you never know what's going to happen.
Sports, man. Anything can happen.
Drew
That's
Pine,
what makes it awesome.
He competed against USC last year, the best game
Kenny's
probably of his
plays.
life.
Hey, look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's going to be easy or that it's going to, that the odds are in their favor because it's not. They're huge home underdogs. In the same way that we said for the Arizona Cardinals, that going out there are ways to win in a loss. And I think especially for Arizona State this week, you look at their quarterback situation, you look at the injuries, you look at some of the young guys that are going to be getting reps. Kenny's calling plays. There are wins that you can stack all across the field in a loss. Yeah. So get out there, support the team. And like I said, sometimes magic happens in sports.
I mean, ASU really has nothing to lose, right? I would love to see. And yeah, I mean, Jose saying it in the chat, Caleb Williams could eat dirt. ASU beat him down. Maybe ASU beats him. He gets humbled a little bit. We stop getting all this trash maybe coming out of his camp. I don't necessarily accuse him of it, but all these rumors we're hearing about him maybe not wanting to play for the Arizona Cardinals. get humbled, young man. And also realize that living life in the desert ain't that bad. But yeah, I just think you got it's similar to Cardinals. You got to see signs of life.
And I think you will.
You got to see a touchdown. You got to see them put two halves together. I don't think it's going to be pretty, right? I think there's more than likely they're going to lose by a lot of points. But as long as you can give them they got a lot of tough opponents, but USC is the toughest one.
Grow.
Grow and put yourself in a position to be better next week.
Let it grow. Let it fucking grow. Pretty sure that's what the Lorax says. He says let it fucking grow.
Dr. Seuss going crazy.
Dr. Seuss, yeah.
I mean, Dr. Seuss was going crazy at times, if you know Dr. Seuss history. Anyways, of course, our friends, and by our friends, I mean our mortal enemies, down south, U of A, they head out to Stanford.
If they lose that game, I'm gonna be,
and that's kind of what I want.
I'm gonna be a bully.
If you're playing against, and obviously it's gonna be different for ASU because as of right now, I think you could probably. A lot of people would make the argument that maybe ASU is the worst team in the conference, right?
They're not.
I don't think they are. I think Stanford still is. But I think as of right now, U of A is in a slightly different tier than ASU as of right now until ASU figures a couple of things out.
Yeah.
Is there anything to gain for a school like for U of A when you go to Stanford?
Yes.
What do you think?
Because this is a program that was, I said it on the ASU show, for a 2-year span, they were the worst college football program in the country, bar none. So when you talk about seeing growth year over year when it comes to a program at this level, there are tiers to it, right? Mm-hmm. There are, we've got a couple wins against some pretty bad teams. There are teams we should beat. There are upsets. And then you get to the point where you're USC, Oregon, Utah, and you're fighting for a conference. And nobody's really out of your caliber. U of A is at the point, I think, where you go... You play Stanford, you beat them handedly, and you go home. That's the next level to the Jed Fish experiment. Is
they play 7 straight ranked teams after this game.
Everybody in the Pac is. Everybody in the Pac-12 is.
And so
go take care of business. That's the next step.
They are a significantly better team right now. I don't want to say they're more talented. That might be true, but
I just don't know the U of A roster.
Yeah, as of right now, they're playing like a significantly better team than ASU, but. You could argue whether they're in the same. If they don't win the Stanford game, they're in a position like ASU where they might not have a good chance of winning another game.
Let's get something clear. If U of A loses to Stanford, they have the worst loss on the season.
Yes,
in terms of these two teams.
Yeah, of course.
As it stands right now,
I would agree because Fresno State and Oklahoma State are both better than Stanford.
Yes, Stanford is the worst team in this conference.
I think if you're a U of A fan, you want to see Jayden DeLaura put up 2 good games, right? He was solid last game, 285 yards, no interceptions, 3 touchdowns. Like that's good. But the game before that was very, very bad. Kept turning the ball over. And that's kind of the life of U of A fans right now with Jayden DeLaura is you don't know which one you're going to get any given week. And so if you want to accomplish something, because you're obviously still in a great position to accomplish something this season, you're 2-1.
Oh, yeah.
You want to make a bowl game, right? Like if you want to do that and win a bowl game, Jayden DeLaura has to find some kind of consistency.
Making a bowl game this year in the Pac-12 is
be difficult.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get at, right? Is like usually when you get to bowl eligible and you're 6-6, it's like, it's a handout, right? Mm-hmm. Participation trophy type shit. This year in the Pac-12, you find a way to get 6 wins. That's a win on the season. That's a win on the season for sure. So if Arizona, a team that I know is slightly better than Arizona State, at least right now, if they're able to find their way to 6 wins, it is absolutely a dub on the year for Jed Fish.
Because do they play Cal this year? I'm curious because if they don't play, no, they don't play Cal. So they're in a similar situation to ASU. Again, I would say that Cal is better than ASU. And
I'm gonna tell you right now, if Arizona loses this game to Stanford, it doesn't matter what they do the rest of the year. They're not going to be bowl eligible.
No. Because that would require them to figure out a way to win. Like, let's assume they beat ASU. Okay. Because as of right now, they're better.
They would 3 wins.
They would have 3 wins.
Yeah.
If they're losing to Stanford. That means they need to find 3 wins amongst what's currently number 8 Washington.
Not happening.
The road against USC.
Not happening.
On the road in Pullman against Washington
Not
State.
Happening.
At home against Oregon State, which I think it will give Jayden DeLaura fits all day long. At home against UCLA. At Colorado. And at home against Utah.
You're looking at a scenario where this is where we're getting out here for a second, okay? You're looking at a real scenario where let's say ASU beats Cal next week.
And U of A beats Stanford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're looking at a scenario where both these teams could go into the final game of the year.
There's nothing to play for but pride.
Not having any other wins.
Yeah.
And that game alone could be like, okay, who's better?
Well, I will say this right now.
Who's 3-9, motherfucker? Even
if they are both at 5 wins at that point, somehow, like,
there's no way.
ASU is terrifying in that situation because they have literally nothing to play for but pride.
They put on the clown mask and they're the villain.
Remove your bowl eligibility, right? So I think ASU becomes, and also they'll be, hopefully, much more comfortable and a much better team at that point. But the same would probably go for U of A. Yeah, I think as far as the Stanford game is, you got to go and kick their ass. Jaden Delores just got to be damn near flawless. I don't want to say damn near flawless, but he's got to be good, right? He can't be turning the ball over, letting Stanford hang around this game. Because if he does, it'll end up like ASU's game against Stanford last year.
And it's a road game.
And it's a road game.
Stanford game at a weird kickoff.
Stanford has already lost a game at home this year. They are 0-1, but
I couldn't name one player on Stanford. Not a single.
I mean, also player. We're saying on the road, like Stanford is.
No, you're right, but it's on. It's not.
But it is. It's not home. It's not comfortable. So it'll be really interesting to see. Outside of those two, though, huge weekend of the Pac-12.
Yeah, fun weekend.
You got a favorite game for the weekend?
Yeah, the Oregon State game by far is my favorite. Because I think at that point, like you're gonna get a look into the tiers of the Pac-12 here.
And that's what I'm really excited
Luke called this game the battle for Mountain West supremacy.
Oregon State and Washington State.
No, it's the battle. It's a Pac-2 bowl.
There are so many things to love about both of these teams.
Yes.
That I think it's
Oregon State's my Pac-12 sweetheart. Like, I love Oregon State. They're my favorite school outside of ASU in the conference.
You just want to see good. Like, this is a game that you're turning on and like you could have zero rooting interest. You're like, I just want to see
good football.
Is it for the orange?
Good football. What?
Is it for the orange?
The orange?
Like they have orange?
Oh no, I don't know. I really fell in love with their defense last year. And so I was just like, I was banging the USC defense or the OSU defense from like day one. Or like as soon as they beat Boise State last year, I was just like, I'm all in on Oregon State. And then they almost beat USC, and I was like, I try to tell you, I'm a fucker.
Hey, we'll see what DJ Uyunglele could do. He's
elevated the team this year so far.
He has, but it's been interesting because DJ didn't do that when he was at Clemson.
No,
he tended to crumble when it came to big time opponents.
But now, I mean, we're starting to see how much of that is his fault. Clemson's not that good anymore.
No, you're
that
right.
program is kind of falling apart a little bit. So I think Dabo's a little out of touch. So yeah, I think at this point he's dangerous. This is a quarterback conference, man.
It's the best conference in college football right now.
And I also think another game you'll learn a lot about Colorado.
Yeah, you will.
Going to Eugene.
You won't learn a lot about Colorado. You're going to learn about Deion.
Yeah,
that's what you're going to learn about.
That's a game that they're probably going to lose. They're 21-point underdogs.
If they win that game.
Yeah, if they win that game, they're going to be a top 10 school in the country.
There won't be a show on Monday if they win that game.
Deion, you're going to get to see Deion lose for the first time in Power 5 and for the first time in a very long time in general in college football. Obviously went undefeated last year at Jackson State. So
if Deion wins that game, they might burn me at the stake.
If Deion wins that game, then you have to start talking about Colorado being...
DNVR is going to be coming for me.
Colorado's a top 3 team in the conference.
If they go beat Oregon, they are a top 10 team.
You know they have receipts.
Oh, they have receipts. They can have receipts. I said this on Sun Devil Show the other day. People that look at me and they're like, "You're a hater." I'm like, yeah, I get it. I'm a hater. I want to be a hater.
What did KD say? Too much love too much love will kill you. Hate fuels me. Too much love will kill you.
No, but again, the same thing I said on the ASU show. For those of you that weren't there, I'm a hater. But if you hate on me for hating,
you're a hater.
You're just a hater too. So welcome to the club.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, I'm chilling. You think I lose sleep over Deion? Come on now, man.
But yeah, man, it's a lot of really good Pac-12 football this weekend. So I am very, very excited for it. And you should be too because we have an event. Tomorrow.
Ooh, oh yeah, tomorrow.
Before and after the USC game, we're going to be at Illegal Pete's in Tempe, hanging out before the game. We'll head over to the game for a little bit, and we'll come back and do a post-game show live from Illegal Pete's. So make sure you're out there.
Can't wait for some of
What time are you guys joining me there?
Well, I know that you're getting there at the ass crack of dawn. That's a good question.
Kickoff at 7 or 7:30? 7:30?
7:30.
7:30?
I'm getting there at 3:30. What time are you getting?
Well, the pregame starts at 5.
So 5? I'll get there at like 4:30 probably. I got a haircut at 4.
Okay. So I won't be there by myself for too long.
4:30, 4. Let me make it.
This is what I'm going to do. I am really bad with time. Yeah. Like really bad. Like my best friends will tell you that I will give them a time to where I need to be somewhere.
I had so much fun at Dollar Beer Night the other night, by the way, that you didn't go to.
So I'll tell my friends I'm going to be somewhere at a certain time, and I don't go, or I'm very late.
Can't confirm.
And that's no hand up. That is my fatal flaw, man. Is
this
for
is
some
your
reason
job though, so So this is for your job though, so
no, yeah, but you tell me it starts at 5. I'm probably gonna tell you that I'm gonna be there at like 4:50, and I'm gonna end up being there at like 5:15. It's not on purpose. It's not on purpose. I promise you, it's not on purpose.
I mean, there's going to be good marks in food, though, so there's going to be plenty of.
You're right. There's tacos, there's bowls, there's margs.
The people. So
there's more incentive.
Make sure you show up because we're just going to be vibing. It's going to be a good time.
GM Saul Bookman might be there.
Yeah, Damon Dog might be there. You can talk some shit to some U of A fans.
Says he's going to be there.
Damon said he's going to be there for sure. So talk some shit to U of A fans.
Saul, you going to a legal piece tomorrow?
Yeah, he said.
Yeah, sounds like he's going to a legal piece tomorrow. So
pull through. CGM SB. Yeah. GMBA.
South Bend.
What?
GM South Bend. You said SB.
Fuck off. Notre Dame guy. So yeah, make sure you pull through with that. And listen, we're a very, welcoming group of people.
We are.
So if you want to show up high as shit off the OGs, we're not going to judge at all.
I was trying to give people a hug.
Oh, well.
You can't see our arms.
Take a
baby hug.
Lean into the sweet embrace of our friends over at OGs instead.
Wow.
How about that? OGs has got something for everybody. They really are the best.
You fought your demons there for a second, but then you got it.
I did.
You found it.
Glad he found his stride.
We love our friends over at OGs. Totri and I are banging the OGs drums at all times.
Oh, yeah.
They've got
the OGs drums are banging me, to be honest with you.
Hold on.
Sorry, man. That's just the way it is.
That's the way it is. This is a family-friendly show, Totri.
Sorry, Max isn't here. I get rowdy.
Max is out of the state. So you get to say whatever
our
you want.
Our friends at OGs know what's up.
No, but yeah, our friends at OGs know what's up. They got something for everybody. They got flavors on top of flavors on top of flavors. Variety packs with their fruits. Variety packs with their creams. They've got microdose. They've got sleeping time gummies. They got something for everybody. Make sure you check out our friends over at OGs brands for yourself and try one or a few of their many delicious flavors. Check them out across all socials at OGs Brands and online at ogsbrands.com to find them at a local dispensary near you. You must be 21 or older to enjoy responsibly. And we talk about the margaritas at Illegal Pete's all the time. But if margaritas aren't your thing, they've got something for everybody, including a little Four Peaks on tap. And we love Four Peaks. Nothing goes together quite like football and Four Peaks. They both start with F. Alliteration, baby.
It's like hot dog and ketchup. That's what it's like.
Well, don't say that to Craig.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Don't talk like that.
Shawn and his grandma. They just kind of work,
A unit, dog.
One can't go without the other.
Me and my grandma could take over the world if we wanted to.
I don't think the world would want that.
Nah, actually, my grandma's kind of a fed.
Your grandma's a fed?
Yeah, she was out here liking my ex's profile pictures on Facebook.
Can we talk about that? Because that's crazy.
Died when I saw that.
That's crazy.
I was so hurt.
I
was going through Facebook.
Zero
and
respect,
I already got to see my ex post a picture where, let's be honest, she looked real nice because she's beautiful. And my grandma's like in the picture. I'm like, that's
crazy.
Grandma.
That's crazy. What are we doing? What are we doing right now?
What are we doing right now? Agent. Dorothy, come on now.
Damn.
I texted her. I was like, we don't like her anymore. You don't have to like.
You had that talk though. You had that talk.
She didn't respond to me.
Who did?
My grandma. She left me on red.
That's crazy.
I sent her. I put it in the family group chat. I was like,
you should have just left
Dorothy
that off
done
the
you
show.
dirty, dude.
We don't need to do this anymore. I was like, we don't like her anymore. You don't gotta like these pictures. And she said nothing. And my sister said, this is what they do with all the exes. No loyalty in this family. I was like, damn. I don't even remember why I brought that up.
Because I said, we're talking about 4 Peaks. You're welcome. That's what I do. I take you all over the place, and
I'm trying to do an ad read, and you make me start thinking about my ex. Thank you.
Hey man, I didn't say it was all. I don't use my powers for good at all times.
No, I genuinely don't remember how we got there. I just want to talk shit about my grandma.
You said
land the plane.
There you go.
Football and Four Peaks go together like me and my grandma when my grandma's not being a federal agent. So make sure you hit up, you check out everything our friends at Four Peaks got going on. Obviously, they got great beers, but they also got great events at their 8th Street Pub in Tempe. You can visit fourpeaks.com/locator to find all your favorite brewery tours and events. They've got Stein Holding, Oktoberfest, Haunted Brewery Tours, all right around the corner. And it's not a Four Peaks ad read if we do not mention it's damn near pumpkin porter season.
Pumpkin porter season.
And pumpkin porter season means pumpkin porter cheesecake season. And pumpkin porter cheesecake season. Well, not really.
It's always pumpkin flavored things.
Like, if I buy some and then I drink it in June.
Oh yeah. If you got it. Anytime that you've got pumpkin porter is a time to drink pumpkin porter. Same with the cheesecake. Same with the. We need to have a talk with them actually.
Pumpkin everything.
They should have pumpkin porter cheesecake and French onion soup at all times.
Dude, you've been talking about this French onion soup now for a minute. I haven't had it, but I want it.
It's really good.
It's the best French onion soup.
I'm a big French onion soup guy, like a snob, and don't kill me when I say this, but like Applebee's French onion soup, top tier.
I believe you because I was a big Fridays French onion soup guy growing up. French onion soup.
People don't know about Fridays.
People don't know about Fridays. Nah. They don't know.
I'm gonna buy like bowls that I can put in the oven like that. I'm gonna learn how to make some dope French onion soup. And Shawn, you're invited.
Yeah, still won't. Hold a candle to our friends over at Four Peaks. But yeah, like I was saying, check out at Four Peaks Brew or at Four Peaks Pub to keep up with the latest in Arizona's hometown brewery. Must be 21 or older to drink Four Peaks, and please drink responsibly. Anything else before we get out of here?
I mean, you want to talk some more about your ex, or you want to move on now?
You brought her up.
I didn't. You
brought up my grandma.
I brought up your sweet grandma Dorothy, and you went straight to your ex.
She's really sweet when she's not being a federal agent.
No, I'm good on that. Yeah.
Listen, if you've got family or homies and they hate somebody, you hate them too.
No,
that's how that shit works.
Fair. That's fair. But grandma's different. You ain't gonna sit there and tell grandma what grandma's gonna do.
You're right.
Because I've been through the same thing, and it don't matter. It don't matter.
I can't say shit to my grandma. My grandma's a saint.
You're still gonna eat the food.
Oh, absolutely.
Her meatloaf,
still gonna eat the food.
Chicken casserole.
Oh, stop it, dude. I'm hungry. I'm hungry right now.
My grandma's that classic Midwest comfort food. Like,
damn.
My grandma is better than each and every one of you as a person. My grandma's amazing.
Well,
damn.
That's pretty.
I love my grandma.
Yeah, I mean, that's
I know you love your grandma.
Like, why'd you have to go there?
I just wanted to.
Unprompted. I love my grandma.
I don't get to express my love for my grandma enough. My family's on the other side of the country.
He's doing this because he feels bad because he shit on her for
No. But he could say he loves his grandma without saying he'd kill us.
Grandma, you're a federal agent. Stop liking my ex's Facebook pictures. Also, I love you, and we can take over the world. But that's all we got for today.
Happy birthday, Mom.
It's your mom's birthday?
Yeah, it's my mom's birthday.
Shout out Mama Totri.
Yeah, there we go.
Why did you say that? Cut me off at some point when I'm talking about my grandma.
Well, you were into it, so.
Yeah, I guess I was. That's all we got. In classic Shawn and Totri fashion, the show got a little off the rails at the end there.
Yeah.
We're going to be live again in 24 minutes. PHNX Sun Devil, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Make sure you stay tuned for everything we got going on here over at PHNX. Follow us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, PHNX_sports. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube. Throw on those notifications so you know whenever we're live. Throw us a like. If you're listening on audio, make sure you subscribe. Give us a 5-star review. In the words of Bomani Jones, give us a 4-star review. I'm inclined to believe you are a hater. You can follow me on Twitter at Shawn_DePaz. You can follow Totri on Twitter at Anthony_Totri. You can follow Faj on Twitter at Jacob_Franklin4, correct?
Correct.
And we will see you next Friday. I believe Mac should be back, but who knows at any given point because she's all over the damn place. But until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend.
And the D-backs are a wagon.
And the D-backs are a wagon.